Early voting has become a critical component of elections in Maine and around the country since the pandemic. But political parties have not always agreed about whether it's a good idea.
With Super Tuesday less than a week away now, Republicans in Maine have changed their stance on the issue, now asking people to vote absentee. News 3's Jack Mulmid is live in Augusta tonight to explain. Jack.
Well, Chris and Zach, that's right. This presidential primary, unlike many others in the past, is expected to see relatively low voter turnout. But also in those past presidential primaries, we've seen Republican candidates from the national stage to the local stage target early voting such as absentee and mail-in ballots. But now we're seeing quite the reversal, as you mentioned. Local Republicans now encouraging their voters to embrace the early voting tactics and get out and cast their votes. Now, we caught up with one of the city halls in Hallowell to catch up and see how things are going so far.
It's really the building's beautiful.
Workers at Hallowell City Hall are used to change.
I've been here for a year, but this is my 30th year as a clerk.
This is our vault door.
Wow.
I know.
But as Lisa Gillum shows us her 200-year-old vault where they keep absentee and mail-in ballots, this change seems to be fewer votes cast. Just 90 ballots requested and around 60 returned so far. It's a slow turnout for a presidential primary, but little by little, Lisa, the heartbeat of elections in Hallowell, makes sure she's prepared, now with extra pressure from both political parties encouraging Mainers to get out and vote early.
I don't know, it's something that I've always enjoyed from the beginning. It's more fun than collecting taxes.
So when you want to vote early for this primary election, it doesn't matter if you're voting Republican or Democrat. You could show up to your local city or town hall, and either if you have a mail-in ballot, you could fill that out at home, take it here, drop it off. You could get your own absentee ballot, take that home, vote, and come and drop it off as well. Or you could show up in person up until Thursday, February 29th, vote for who you want as your candidate, and drop that off as well.
I strongly encourage every Republican across the state to make sure they get out.
And for Republicans, it's a shift in their tone. Party leaders in the past repeatedly and falsely claimed there was evidence of widespread voter fraud related to casting ballots early or by mail.
Is embracing the strategy and the new systems that have been put in place. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to fight it.
Maine Republican Senate Leader Trey Stewart from Aroostook County says he voted early himself. He fully supports absentee in person, but says he understands reservations about mail-in.
I don't want to comment on what may or may not have happened in other states. I don't know. I do feel secure that the Maine system is legitimate.
We have contact with the U.S. Postal Service, and they work very hard to ensure and prioritize election mail.
Meantime, Secretary of State Shanna Bellows tells us she's confident in mail-in voting, but if you really are unsure, she says you can always bring in your mail-in ballot to the clerk's office and fill it out there.
We want voters to know our elections are safe and secure.
And Shanna Bellows, Secretary of State, said that where there is no true way to know how voter turnout will be on Super Tuesday, if you do decide to vote in person on that day, she says you shouldn't be expecting long lines. Chris, Zach.
All right, Jack Mulmid live in Augusta tonight. Thanks very much.